The doctor was like, oh, we've never had a DJ in the delivery room before. It was so funny. Like, they just lightened the mood and definitely gave me the support I needed while giving birth. It was too funny. Hey girls, welcome back to my channel. Cosmetic Belgrave here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my birthing experience. It's interesting. It's nothing too crazy, you know. I definitely had my healthy baby boy 4 months ago, but you know, maybe I can help the next mother, you know, try to prepare for it. Granted, you can't really prepare for it because everybody has their own experience. But I'm going to talk about that while I do makeup. So if you're interested, stay tuned and keep on watching.
I need my glass, turn me off, my wrist goes click. Temples on my hips, stretch marks on my tits. Drinking my water, minding my biz. Monday I'm overrated, Tuesday on my dick. Flip flop, flip.
So I am a first-time mother, and it's been a really interesting experience so far. I love it, absolutely. So my husband and I, we planned our pregnancy. I love the idea of, you know, I've always loved the idea of having a family, but, you know, I always wanted to have stability first. And my husband, he's always wanted a family. But yeah, so we had started our family. I got pregnant last year, August of 2022. And it was so exciting to find out that I was pregnant. And it felt amazing, you know, to have stability and, you know, to find out you're pregnant. And so my pregnancy was really in the beginning I was very like nauseous. After a while it got like better, and it was pretty much a smooth sailing pregnancy, really. My son was actually pretty good, especially towards the end. He was giving me energy, baby. He was giving me life. So I delivered at 40 weeks, and actually ended up finding out that my pelvis was too small, which is crazy. But yeah, so I had my baby at 40 weeks. They wanted to schedule us for to induce my labor, but I really wanted everything to be as natural as possible. Granted, I did get the epidural. I didn't do a natural birth, but hell, the epidural wore off, so honestly it really felt like I had a natural birth. But I had a baby boy. He's 4 months now. I hit 40 weeks, and like everybody was like waiting for the baby, like, because I passed my due date. Wait, did I pass my, no, I can't remember if I passed my due date. I believe I passed my due date. And then they were like, okay, so since you didn't come, yeah, I did, because I was supposed to have him May 25th and I had him May 29th. So so I passed my due date, and then they scheduled me the following Tuesday to get an induction, and then I gave labor that weekend. Yeah, that Monday. So I was supposed to get induced on that Tuesday, and I gave birth on that Monday. So yeah, so that Friday night I was having, like, I had got my first contraction, girl. It felt like something stung me like down my back. It was crazy. So I was 40 weeks, so I was kind of trying to go into labor. So I started I started like pumping my breasts, like, you know, to get the colostrum. And that, I think that's what triggered me to go into labor, honestly, because my baby would not budge. She wanted to stay inside. So then I'm using LA Girl Pro Concealer to conceal my eyebrows. So then yeah, I went into labor like that Saturday night, and I was leaking. Like, it wasn't like a full water breaking, but it was just like leaking a little bit. And I didn't know, you know, first time mother. But come to find out, they're like, oh, you know, that could have been, I could have got an infection. Thank the Lord I didn't. But ladies, if you first time mothers and you go into, if you start seeing leaking, definitely tell your doctor. I didn't have any like discoloration or anything or any blood. So I just thought like it was like leaking extra every time I would go pee. But apparently that was my water breaking. And that happened like a couple of days, like Friday, the day before I started having contractions. So that Friday night into, that Saturday night into Sunday, I was having like contractions, like, so I went to bed at like 10, 11, and then I was waking up all through the night. And then like around like 6, 7, o'clock in the morning, the contractions started getting closer and closer. So I was like, oh yeah, we need to go to the hospital. And it's crazy because my husband said that the night before. He was like, oh, we need to make sure we got all of our hospital bags packed. It was already packed, but you know, we had to put like toiletries and everything in there. I went to the bathroom again before we decided to leave, and then I seen a little bit of blood, so I was like, oh, we gotta go. Like, at this point, we gotta go. So my husband drove me to the hospital, admitted immediately, of course, got set up. Then I call and tell my family. My family lives like 2 hours away, so I'm like, oh, it's time, because you know, everybody's wondering like, when are you gonna have your baby? You know, like everybody knew, you know, I was ready to pop, but you know, my baby, he was taking a sweet old time, you know, coming out. So, yeah, my family finally got there. At that point, I was in labor for about 5 hours. Then they checked me to see if I dilated, and I was taking forever to dilate. Like, the first 5-6 hours, I was only 2 centimeters dilated. So you can imagine, like, I was in labor for a total of 17 hours. Like, it was crazy. And I did get the epidural. So my epidural pain, I believe I have a high pain tolerance, honestly. I cannot find a brush and paper. It did hurt, but not as some people describe it, because my anesthesiologist was like, yeah, some women would be like rolled over crying, and I wasn't. I was able to take the pain. So that's good. So that part was okay once I got it in. I just kind of held my breath and just took it. And it's like the weirdest pain. It's like, it feels like they're screwing your spine. So that was interesting. But I got my epidural. I think I got it. I asked for it as soon as possible, but it just kept on wearing off because I wasn't dilating, and like it kept on wearing off because I wasn't dilating, and the nurse didn't want to give me any more because it would make my legs numb, so I couldn't push. So definitely be aware of that, and make sure you are, whoever is there with you, make sure they communicate with your anesthesiologist for you, because like I said, the nurse really didn't want to give me any more. And when she did give me more medicine, I threw up because I wasn't eating. But make sure your anesthesiologist, you communicate with them, because you know, I'm 5'7", I'm a taller girl, so I can take a little bit more medicine compared, you know, to your average girl. But yeah, they kept on having to re-up me. So like I said, like they kept on having to give me more medication. So I was in labor for 17 hours, so going through it. And then like towards the end, and I'll never forget, because it was Memorial Day, my son came, and towards the end, it's like the medication wore off. My legs were still numb though, but it's like the medication didn't really like stop my from feeling the contractions, which is not supposed to, but like what I was feeling was crazy. And like I said, I have a pretty good pain tolerance, so yeah. So next I'm gonna go into the Makeup by Mario palette, nudes palette, and I think I'm gonna use, I think I'll mix like this brown and then like this burgundy color. Those are my two favorites. I think it's super cute. We're in there, you know, waiting for the baby come. It gets to like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and then so they're like, okay, we're gonna start pushing. And I finally hit like 9 centimeters. So that entire Sunday day, I was in labor and stuff. And my family, they let my family even stay in the room, which is amazing, because you know they get pretty strict with you know how many people are in the room with you. So my mom, my dad, and my husband was in the room with me, and then not to mention all of the nurses. There are like 3-4 different nurses, the doctor, like, and then my dad. So I did take centering classes before with a midwife, and she's like, you know, you can create a playlist, you know, to what you want to deliver your baby to. Obviously, I created Beyonce because like Renaissance is popping, you know, and still is popping at the time. But this one, Beyonce just came out, you know, or this when Beyonce was still on tour. So I had my whole Renaissance song set up, and my dad was playing music for me. And it's so funny because my dad was making the doctor laugh. One part of when I was in the delivery room and my dad was playing music, the doctor was like, "Oh, we've never had a DJ in the delivery room before." It was so funny. Like, that just lightened the mood and definitely gave me the support I needed while giving birth. It was too funny. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play Salt and Pepper Push It," and I'm just like, oh my god, I was in so much pain I couldn't laugh. But it was actually a pretty funny moment. And then he played 50 Cent, Go Shawty, It's Your Birthday, or I'm not sure what the song is called, but he played that song too. And I'm like, Dad, really? But he was just doing it, to lighten up the moment. But before, like, I took like 2 hours to push, and my doctor was like, if anything, happens, they have to tell you, we'll do a C-section. But she was so patient and gracious. I'm so thankful for that, because there's some people, doctors that, would be like, oh, let's go ahead and do a C-section, because they get paid more to do C-sections. So I'm so happy that she took her time with me and I pushed for 2 hours. It didn't seem like 2 hours to me because I was in pain the whole time, but that's one thing like I could not get prepared for, was how to push. Oh my god, like she was telling me hold your breath and push like you're pooping, but girl, I was in there like straining, like oh my god. So if you're a first time mother, and all you moms know, if you've given vaginal birth, like I feel like nothing can really prepare you to give birth. It's just something you gotta push through. But with pushing, definitely try to hold your breath for 10 seconds and like push like you're pooping. Like that's really all that helped me. And even when we started pushing, I'm just like in my mind, I'm like, how the hell am I about to give birth? Like, how is that even gonna be possible? Like, he's still in me. So he didn't feel low at all. Like, but in the beginning, like I wasn't really listening because I was just under like so much, I had so much anxiety. But once I started listening to her, things started going. And like my husband was on my side, they were fanning me. It was so hot. Like I felt like I was in a movie. And eventually, like everyone kept on saying like, it's like the baby's head would come out halfway and then he would go back in. Halfway and then he would go back in. So, yeah, I was just like, oh my god. It was crazy. So, eventually, let me spray my face. So I just put Hydro Grip on, and then for my primer, and then I'm spraying my face with Fix Plus. Yeah, but eventually he came out on Memorial Day. 17 hours of labor, 2 hours of pushing, and my baby came, and it's amazing. Like I was so exhausted. Like I said, I had busted a vessel in my eye from straining because I didn't really know how to push. Nobody really told me. I mean, I feel like people will tell you, but it won't really hit home until you're going through it, And then some things they just can't prepare you for. And like things change over time, like technology and ways to do things change over time. So I feel like, because I feel like, you can't really prepare. Like you can try to prepare and you can do things to prepare, but sometimes it's just things happen the way they may that are like you can't prevent. It was definitely well worth it. Came out a healthy baby boy. I just hate like in the beginning, they give the baby, the shots and they're on that little cold bed. I'm like, oh my god, my little baby. But it was really amazing. Like it was an amazing thing. And afterwards we had a couple of like natural, like, they're kind of natural things. I don't necessarily disclose that, but so my baby, he was going through it, but we made it out well. And now I have a beautiful baby boy, like, and it doesn't stop there. It's just getting started. And so I planned to, I planned on breastfeeding, which I still am. And it was just all so new, like, and like surreal. Like, yeah, you get used to your baby, like having your baby in your belly for 9 months. But when your child gets there, you're like, oh my God, like this human being creature, like, it's really an amazing feeling. Like, it's amazing. Like, I never would have, imagined like feeling this way. And like, even when I was giving birth to my baby, I was apologizing to my mom. I'm like, I'm so sorry for being a butthole. Because it's really an amazing thing, like bringing life into this world. Like, is definitely an emotional moment I had. And I also kind of vlogged a little bit of it. If you guys want to check that out, I'll try to link it. Like the first week, my husband and I, we didn't get like any sleep. Like after giving birth, I was so exhausted. I felt like I ran a marathon. I was, and they give you the baby like immediately after you give birth. I was so freaking exhausted, like, and then they weigh the baby, then they give him shots and stuff like that. But I was so exhausted. And then after they give him the shots, they give you back the baby and you're just tired. But you got to get that skin to skin, the first contact. And I was just so exhausted. I remember giving the baby to my mom, my husband was right there, like, to hold, because I was just so tired. But they're like, here, feed the baby, like, feed him immediately. And then, you have to feed the baby like every 2 to 3 hours, because, their bellies are so tiny. And he wasn't latching on either. So I was like, oh my God, maybe. But he was drinking the bottles, so that was great. But, now he latches on like nothing. Now he smacks my boob. He smacks him like, feed me, mom. That was definitely a great learning experience. So after I gave birth, we were in the hospital a little bit longer. I think like they let you stay maybe like 3 or 4 days afterwards. But my son had like a couple of issues, nothing major, but just some issues to keep an eye on. So we stayed for like a week longer. But then we came home like a week later, and everything was amazing. And I definitely like suggest, how my job was able to do a meal train for us, so that helps so much. Like, and I know like they have doulas who come and like do the chores for you. If you could have somebody that does chores for you, oh my God, let me tell you something, that helped us so much. Like, yeah, you don't really want like somebody there to like help you take care of your baby, because y'all are gonna be, or I'm not sure, the situation, but you are going to be by yourself regardless with the child. So it's good to get in the swing of things in the beginning. And then the baby grows up so fast that, your routine will always change. It'll be great for you to get in the hang of it in the beginning, but to have somebody there to do your chores, or make food and dinner for you, to make like food and do your laundry and dishes and stuff, that is so helpful. Because like when you first have your baby, the days are gonna like go by so fast, like, because you're gonna be delusional, you're not gonna be sleeping, and like the days are gonna go by so fast. So if you have somebody that can be there to like help cook and clean and not tell you how to parent, because you're gonna learn how to parent on your own, definitely I highly suggest it. Because like, girl, like I said, there's certain things that nobody can really prepare you for. And like, depending on how you are, like, you're gonna build your own way of parenting, so the things that you like to do, that's definitely something to think about. We were able to have family and a good support system to help us, with like food and stuff like that. But yeah, it's amazing to have that, because literally, when they say it takes a village to raise a child, it really does. Like, it really does. And it's something, like, I really understand that saying now, because I'm like, wow. And mothers, we are so strong. Like, and just know your body is meant for it. Like, your body is meant for it. You know your baby. You know what's wrong for your baby. Always fight and advocate for your baby. You know, even if somebody says no, just try to tell you no, XYZ. Definitely fight for your baby. I did think about, while giving birth, I thought about maybe doing a water birth, but the state I live in, the closest one was like an hour or two away, and I didn't want to try it. And I did think about natural and doing like an at-home birth, but honestly, I was like, well, if something happens, I gotta go to the hospital anyways. So that's the only reason that I just had my birth in the hospital. I'm gonna be contouring with the Juvia's Place, and I just put bronzer on my face. So this is my contour palette. That's pretty much it for my birthing story. Like, it's nothing crazy. I'm happy that I had a safe delivery and overall pregnancy, really. You'd like to know, like, definitely comment and, let me know. I always loved, like, hearing stories from new mothers for, their first time delivery. But honestly, it's like, you can't really prepare. Like, you can prepare, but everybody's gonna have their own experience. Everybody's body is different. I'm gonna use Cookie Jar Fenty lip cream. I kind of want like a darker look. I can't find my dark burgundy lip, but there's something lip color for some reason. But that's cute. That's giving fall, right? I noticed I didn't put on any foundation either, which is cool, because like it's not really a beat down occasion, like to beat my face. But giving birth is such a beautiful thing, and I'm just so grateful to have the experience. And it does change you, it really does. Now I'm going to set my face. So I really love, like, one of the best setting sprays on the market right now is this One Size Beauty. Girl, it's strong. It smells like hairspray, but like, it will keep your makeup on, girl. Like, it really will. It will keep your makeup on. Okay, so that's really it. I hope you like this look. Get into it. Nothing crazy. This is like my natural, normal thing. I'm not even gonna put any highlighter on. I'm just gonna leave it like this. I hope you ladies enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I plan on doing more like motherhood vlogs or motherhood videos, about motherhood, breastfeeding, while doing makeup. I'll catch you in the next video.
Off my wrist goes click. Temples on my hips, stretch marks on my tits. Drinking my water, minding my biz. Monday I'm overrated, Tuesday on my dick. Flip